The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, this is TV1 News. I'm Rex Litter. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, Works Department takes steps to upgrade breeds. Tomuriesa bestowed PPP leadership, and Independence Anniversary lead-up celebrations continue. Papua New Guinea is reinforcing its commitment to resilient infrastructure. A key workshop to review national earthquake engineering design standards for bridges has concluded in Port Moresby, led by the Department of Works and supported by international partners.
In a region prone to seismic activity, Papua New Guinea is taking no chances. The Department of Works has concluded a critical workshop to review and revise the country's earthquake engineering design standards for bridges. Facilitated by Geoscience Australia, Becker Consultants and King's Consultants, with support from DFAT and the Australian High Commission, the workshop brought together engineers, technical experts and development partners to ensure that PNG's infrastructure can withstand future earthquakes. Department of Works Secretary Gibson Holemba praised the participants for their dedication and stressed the life-saving importance of modern resilient design.
Engineers in the room, this is the real crux of your engineering knowledge, putting together what needs to be done to save this country in terms of infrastructure investment. This workshop marks a critical step forward in our collective effort to improve the quality, our safety, and our resilience of our infrastructure across the country. What we have achieved in this workshop is more than just a technical review. It is a commitment for safeguarding lives.
The revised standards now reflect PNG's local terrain, seismic risks and geotechnical conditions while aligning with global best practices. The initiative supports Vision 2050, the National Transport Strategy and the Connect PNG program, and participants were urged to embed the updates into national codes and practices moving forward.
Code of Ethics number 1 says that engineers must develop designs that will save the environment and the community. And if you are reading your Code of Ethics on your IPNG Act, it will give you that mandate that you and I must develop roads and bridges and buildings that are safe for the use of the people.
A new chapter begins with stronger standards, safer bridges, and a more resilient Papua New Guinea. Secretary Holemba says the work doesn't end here. Implementation is now key, ensuring bridges across PNG are built to endure, protect, and connect communities into the future.
We are the engineers of this nation's future. Your expertise and your integrity in implementing these revised design standards will determine the safety and sustainability of our infrastructure.
Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
Opposition leader and member for Kiriwina Good Enough, Douglas Tomuriesa, is now the leader of the People's Progress Party. Tomuriesa finds himself the leader of a one-man party, but he is confident this will soon change. Reporter Maricela Kelleton sat down with the new leader of one of the country's oldest political parties to gain insight on his vision and direction for the People's Progress Party that he now leads.
The appointment of the opposition leader and member for Kiriwina Good Enough Douglas Tomuriesa as the leader of the People's Progress Party was announced in Parliament on Thursday by Deputy Speaker and Makam MP Connie Iguan. Iguan informed Parliament that this appointment followed all due process and formalities required by the Integrity of Political Parties and Candidates Commission. Today, Tomoriesa highlighted his political journey whilst voicing genuine appreciation and acknowledging the support and contribution from his former political party, the People's National Congress, and its leader, Yalibu Pange MP Peter O'Neill.
Thank the PNC party leadership under the party leader, Honorable Peter O'Neill. There's no bad taste between us. I had to move, shift away from PNC based on what I've just mentioned. And so the last 10 years or so, 11 years with PNC have been something of a learning curve for me. I've learned a lot in politics under the leadership of Peter O'Neill. And let me say this, I respect the man, Peter O'Neill.
The People's Progress Party was formed more than 50 years ago. One of its founder is the late Sir Julius Chen, one of Papua New Guinea's founding fathers. Sir Julius, before his passing, had reached out to Tomoriesa to have him take the reins of party leadership. Tomoriesa remembered with affection the conversations he last had with Sir Julius.
I've decided that I have to look at other options of furthering my career in politics. And what's important is it took a long time to decide on this, but it was made easy when leadership was offered to me by late Sir Julius Chen. He called me one evening. And asked me if I was interested with the leadership of the party. So I got back to him and I said, Sir, you have to allow me a bit of time. I have to consult my people from my electorate, my family, and more importantly, I have to confide to people who are very close to me.
Not only is Tomoriesa the leader of the People's Progress Party, he is the only member at the moment. However, in disclosing in brief his vision and direction for the party, he expressed confidence this will soon change.
But I'm looking forward to others joining me.
Any conversations happening in this space yet? Or?
Yes. Given time, we'll announce we'll come open with some announcements. Yeah. Give us some opportunity.
Maricela Kelleton, TVWAN News.
The People's Progress Party's former leader, late Sir Julius Chen, was a strong advocate for provincial autonomy. When asked his stance on the party's current policies, Tomoriesa expressed respect of the policies and says they need to be endorsed through a formal process, highlighting that a national convention needs to be convened. However, the leader is only a day into the job and says to give it time.
Today is my first day after the announcement yesterday. And so what we'll do with the party executive is to sit down and really carefully look at the party policies. Importantly, the party hasn't had its national convention yet. And if we do have to go the way the founding party leader wants us to go, we have to get those endorsed and confirmed by the convention. This party does not belong to one person. It belongs to members of the PPP party. And I'd like to have this conversation with the general PPP supporters, our friends in PPP, and more importantly, the people of Papua New Guinea. We have to have an open discussions with the people of Papua New Guinea. People of Papua New Guinea must tell us what they want.
The rise of unlawful behavior among youths in East New Britain communities have prompted a local-level government in the Gazelle district to embark on an educational awareness program. Reinda Luvian LLG, Gazelle District Administration and the Karavat Police Station recently conducted a joint awareness to schools. The awareness was aimed at changing the mindset of school-age children. Speaking at the event, Deputy Administrator Louis Gogor said awareness targets family units, citing that all forms of problems in communities started from a breakdown in family units. He reminded students to be obedient to their parents and uphold respect for their elders. He said that similarly, parents must also uphold and mold their children the right way. Gogor said the involvement in illegal activities does not add value in the lives of young people. Instead, it leads them astray and stops them from achieving their purpose in life. The Community Development Bill 2025, tabled by the Minister for Community Development, Religion and Youth, Jason Peter, in Parliament, was not passed as the government lacked numbers. The bill, when passed, will enable the Department for Community Development to effectively coordinate the protection and empowerment functions of the department at the sub-national level.
The government during Thursday's session of Parliament failed to muster the 60-plus absolute majority to pass the Community Development Bill 2025, tabled by the Minister for Community Development, Religion and Youth, Jason Peter. With lack of established mechanism to ensure coordination identified as the underlying cause of ineffective service delivery, the bill, when passed, will address this to ensure effective coordination. Key features of the bill include the establishment of the district community development centers.
The bill also calls for the creation of National Community Development Advisory Committee. This committee will coordinate efforts between national, provincial, and local level government, as well as with civil society organizations, churches, and development partners.
Only 49 members from the government voted in favor of the bill, while 7 members from the opposition voted against it. Provincial member for Northern Gary Jufa, when debating on the bill, said the bill was intended to centralize things instead of fixing the problems. He said the intention is right, but the path taken is not right, as it creates another parallel system to some of the existing systems in place.
I get the sense that we are creating more public service jobs that will be reporting to Waigani. That's my problem or issue with this bill. These public servants that are going to be created, or these public service jobs that are going to be created, according to what I'm reading here, will be taken away from the provincial government system or the administration, deployed to the districts, and then reporting to Waigani. Why? We are sick and tired of Waigani Swamp and having to come and line up here and beg for resources and funds to run our provinces. And now you're trying to create another parallel system. Doesn't make sense.
Other MPs also raised similar sentiments, including member for Abao Se Pukatemu, describing the bill as another white elephant that will not work.
Use the existing community-based legal entities, LLGs, wards, DDAs. We members of parliament, we encompass everything in the community. Why do we create another animal?
Lack of majority of numbers in favor of the bill resulted in the government, through the leader of government business and Minister for Police, Peter Tsiamalili Jr., resigned the vote to be made at an order of another subsequent sitting. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
This is TVWAN News. After the break, Land Board Chairman Query and Island Vibes Unite PNG.
Yeah, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put him more flavor, put him more taste. Magic Kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for him chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste P&G loves.
Open Lens.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no P&G, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Jackpot is rolling over week on week. 500,000 Kina. Get your tickets now. Draws every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Play now at 321lotto.com.pg or any of your 321 authorized retailer. 321. Win big every day.
Welcome back. The growth of micro, small and medium-sized enterprises was recently celebrated in Ley, Morobe Province during an advisory panel. The event was hosted by Business Link Pacific alongside the Ley Chamber of Commerce and Industry at the Ley Youth Club on Monday, May 26th. Financial institutions, compliance organizations, business advisors and MSMEs were part of the gathering. Speaking at the event, New Zealand Deputy High Commissioner Charlie Gillard said the New Zealand's collaboration with P&G underscores a shared commitment to economic reform, inclusive growth and institutional support for entrepreneurship and innovation. Through Business Link Pacific, New Zealand is delighted to be helping to strengthen P&G's SME sector by enhancing access to affordable business advisory services, capital and grants. With Central Province now having a physical planning board with its chairman in place, Governor Rufina Peter is now calling on the Lands Department to fast-track the appointment of the Lands Board chairman. She says Central Province needs both the lands and physical planning boards for integrated and coherent land development. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Lands and Physical Planning and Urbanization John Rosso confirmed that this will take place soon.
According to the National Research Institute, all provincial heads in the country are required to have a physical planning board and a lands board. Physical planning board are established under the Physical Planning Act 1989 and are responsible for approving all proposed development plans within the province. They ensure that these plans conform to best land use practices, whilst a lands board is established under the Land Act and are responsible for managing and allocating land within the province. The board members, including the chairman of the Central Physical Planning Board, were sworn in last week, while the Lands Board was sworn in last year, but without a chairman. Chairperson of Provincial Lands Board are appointed by the Lands Department, and Central Provincial Government is still awaiting the appointment of the Central Provincial Lands Board Chairman.
These two boards are fundamental, the Fiscal Planning Board and the Land Board, are fundamental to integrated and coherent land development strategies. While the Central Province Land Board was sworn in last year, and I now understand we still have 3 members outstanding to be sworn in, I believe that the appointment of the National Land Board Chairman to officiate as required under the Land Act is an outstanding matter. We kindly ask for your support to expedite this appointment and provide the ongoing resources for both boards to operate effectively.
Despite the Provincial Lands Board having its members sworn in last year, it cannot fully function without a chairman. Therefore, Governor Peter brought this to the attention of the minister responsible. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Lands and Physical Planning and Urbanization, John Rosso, confirmed that the appointment of the Central Provincial Lands Board Chairman will take place soon.
Regarding the questions that you raised earlier on the chairman of on the board for the National Land Board, the National Land Board has already been appointed by Cabinet and just waiting to be sworn in. So it should be sworn in within the next couple of days, and they can carry out the work of all the working closely with your provincial board. So that has been done, process has been completed. It is a process that needs to be done and followed.
Jasmine Erjak, TVWAN News.
Furthermore, Central Provincial Member Rufina Peter announced the Central Provincial Government will host the celebration of Papua New Guinea's 50th independence anniversary on the 16th of September at Yabusa in Central Province.
So we have had initial discussions, negotiations with the Gubini landowners, ILG, and they have agreed. We have recently, I think 2 weeks ago, signed an MOU with them for the use of some of their land, that area within the vicinity, to actually host, I think for the first time, provincial government hosting the independence celebrations. This being the 50th independence anniversary, we would like to celebrate that.
Port Moresby continues to light up with vibrant color and sound as the amazing Port Moresby 50th anniversary lead-up celebrations enter their 3rd weekend. This Saturday, May 31st, the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium will once again come alive with 3rd edition of the Pacific Story, a cultural and musical showcase that promises to entertain and inspire and elevate human spirit.
This weekend's program brings a fresh wave of island energy with performances from artists representing Fiji, Solomon Islands, and West Papua. With free entry to the public, it's an open invitation to celebrate the spirit of unity, culture, and shared heritage through traditional dances, music, and cultural displays. The Solomon Islands contingent touched down in Port Moresby yesterday, the 29th of May. And the Fiji group featured crowd favorites Seru Serevi and Georgina are set to arrive today. Among those leading the Solomon Islands team is renowned artist Floyd Manata, better known as Funky, who expressed heartfelt emotions about his return to Papua New Guinea.
Hello, my name is Floyd Manata, aka Funky. I still live here 22 years and currently living in Honiara now. But it's a pleasure to be back here. It's like coming back home and to lead the delegations from Solomon Islands to celebrate the 50th independence anniversary. It means a lot because growing up, I used to grow up here, sing the PNG national anthem, and to celebrate PNG 50th anniversary, it means a lot. Yeah. And for us Solomon Islanders, we always look up to Papua New Guinea as our big brother, and to come back and celebrate 50th anniversary. It's been a long journey. PNG, we've been through ups and downs, and not only that, but we sacrificed a lot to reach 50.
The Pacific Story event has been a central highlight of the anniversary month, drawing in regional neighbors and local audiences alike.
The team that we came together made up of younger artists currently training in solo, together with some older artists as well. PLV Band is a very famous band in Solomon Islands, and in Solomon Islands we've learned a lot from PNG music from back in day one. So we always want to sing a lot of Papua New Guinea songs, and I'm pretty sure that when we take the stage, most PNG will also reflect back through history, and at the end of the day, we're here to celebrate PNG's 50th independence anniversary.
Jasmine Erjak, TVWAN News.
Despite facing negative criticisms from the public, prominent businessman Matthew Minape has made significant contributions to communities and churches across the country. His philanthropic efforts that provided support to numerous individuals and organizations, fostering positive change and empowerment in various regions.
Minape's charitable initiative include funding for educational programs, healthcare services, and community development projects. Many have spoken out in gratitude for the assistance they've received, emphasizing the positive impact it has had on their lives. Charles Bilisin from the Final Call Ministry acknowledged Minape's generous donation of 12,800 kina for evangelism. According to Bilisin, he never knew Minape, neither met him. Minape messaged him on Facebook and provided the support to the ministry. Minape has also assisted the Seventh-day Adventist Union with 20,000 kina. Minape on Tuesday came to the aid of the Sambe Unity Development Association with a 10,000 kina donation yesterday. During this presentation, he came out clear about his charitable works and his intentions.
But I have 12 others. Me, I'll be more planning Papua New Guinea. All Narpla, especially the school fees and churches, all kind of water projects also planned me working for the last 25, 6, 7 years. Me come and me been helping planning. So all this record and me say I was an angel below me, I'm keeping. Now God and me keep him. Now all this reward and God by giving me behind.
Minape remains committed to his mission of helping others, believing that his efforts can inspire goodwill and foster stronger communities.
Over the level on community, whether along place or along national level or along one kind level of government or society, me must look out in people. Lord Isla, Albin Blomi Kamosen.
As he continues to support various causes, he hopes that his actions will ultimately speak louder than the criticism he faces. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2438 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2363 US, $0.3640 Australian dollars, €0.1998 euro, and 33.65 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold and copper closed higher. Coffee, cocoa, and crude oil closed lower, and palm oil and copper closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TVWAN News continues after the break. Stay with us.
From the rich soils of the highlands, the finest coffee has been grown by generations of Papua New Guineans, expertly blended and roasted with over 80 years of experience, making the finest cup of Nescafe New Guinea blend, PNG's own coffee.
Tell him shorty come get it, come grind on me, but met it. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring the groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring the groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi bottle. Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi bottle.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. One Top Jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
How would you describe your mother?
My mom is beautiful. She is strong like Superwoman. I love my mom because she always takes care of me.
My mom, she's so patient and loving. I feel she's always around.
Caring. She works so hard and always wants the best for me.
She's soft like her love.
My mom is everything, and I don't know what I'd do without her.
Softland, fragrance of a mother's love.
Thanks for staying with us. Turning abroad, a number of Victorians have told a truth-telling inquiry their schooling lacked depth when learning about First Nations history. They are calling for changes to the curriculum to teach the findings from the Yurok Justice Commission, including settlements and its impacts on First Peoples. The Yurok Justice Commission will land down its report next month and is expected to include more than 100 recommendations and advice on better teaching methods.
For generations, there's been a debate about how Australia's history has been taught.
Australian studies is currently in a very bad state. He says it's unjust to Aborigines.
To teach that Australia started in 1788 is an out-and-out lie.
Often politicised and disputed.
People have got to know where we came from. In a very significant sense, the modern world has been made in England.
For 4 years, the Yurok Justice Commission has been making an official record of colonisation in Victoria. Next month, it'll hand down more than 100 final recommendations. It's expected some of those will focus on how Victoria's history is taught in schools.
By learning about the past from First Peoples' perspective, we can better understand how that past connects with now, the present.
Dozens of Victorians, including the Premier, have told Yurok their education on First Nations history was inadequate.
I did not know of the massacres, I'm ashamed to say.
I had nieces come along, they would have NAIDOC week, they'd have questions. Not really being able to answer a lot of the questions was confronting.
And they're moved by the truth-telling.
It's a gift to the children of our country.
And Yurok has heard the teaching failures are ongoing.
I don't think that Aboriginal history is actually taught enough at school because there are so many other things to our history. Like we have different clans, different tribes, different languages.
Education experts say changing the curriculum will be challenging, given histories and stories differ in regions across the state. But they say developing a framework is the vital next step.
It's going to be impossible for us to actually achieve reconciliation without authentic, honest and at times uncomfortable conversations in the classroom.
A bid to close the gap in history across Victoria's schools.
The remote town of Alice Springs is coming to grips with a death in custody of a young Wallipri man who died after officers restrained him following an altercation with supermarket security guards. Northern Territory Police say they can be trusted to investigate the incident internally, but others want any investigations to be conducted independently to ensure full transparency.
For Aliarwa man Michael Little, the news of another Aboriginal death in custody brought back feelings he knows all too well.
Here we go again. The town's at breaking point, and there's so much sadness and chaos happening around Alice Springs, and something like this magnitude the residents of Alice Springs could ill afford.
Like many others in Central Australia, memories of the 2019 police shooting death of Kumanjai Walker in Yundamu remain fresh in his mind.
The sadness and the anger, what happens when there's been a death in custody. And it's sad to say that it's happened on our front door again.
This death is an absolute indictment on the fact that nothing has changed, and Aboriginal people in Central Australia continue to be very vulnerable at the hands of police.
With no confirmed cause of death from the initial autopsy, details are still emerging about how exactly a trip to the supermarket escalated into a confrontation with officers that left the 24-year-old Wallipri man dead. Northern Territory Police say they have the appropriate guardrails to investigate the incident themselves, but others want any investigation to be conducted separately to ensure total independence.
In the interest, I believe, of having some separation that calls for an independent investigation may be warranted.
The young man had a disability and was living in supported accommodation in Alice Springs, sparking calls for more training for those on the front line.
We need more training of staff and first responders so that they can better interact with community members with disability.
Hopes for a way forward in a town that's hurting once again.
A new exhibition at the National Gallery of Australia is charting the influence of groundbreaking European artists on Australian art. More than 80 iconic works on loan from a German gallery are hung with items from the NGA's own collection, showing how art was transformed in the 20th century.
As family trees go, it's a complex one. It includes some big names like Cézanne and, of course, Picasso. Those art legends might have been oceans away, but they still helped kickstart Australia's modernist movement in the early 20th century, a time of social and cultural upheaval.
Having that sort of speed of things going across the globe meant that Australian art really evolved in parallel to that of Europe.
The National Gallery has charted the influence of these European icons on expats and then on local contemporaries in an exhibition of 170 works from both continents.
Highlighting the great inspiration from European masters and the ripple effects on Australian art.
Those ripples emerging from the increased pace of migration, both permanent and temporary.
Whether it's Australian artists heading over to Europe and seeing work in the flesh, or European artists coming to Australia, with the major events of the 20th century.
The European collection has come from Berlin's Museum Berggruen, its curator surprised by just how much the two bodies of work have in common.
And also to see what the Australian artist made out of it, because that's also important. Influence means you get an idea from somewhere, but then you create something of your own out of it.
Perhaps a metaphor for Australia itself. The exhibition opens this weekend and runs until September.
Experts are urging people to get their COVID booster jab as a new, more infectious variant emerges in Australia. NB181 accounts for 40% of cases in Victoria and 25% in Western Australia and New South Wales, around 20% in Queensland and less than 10% in South Australia. Doctors are expecting a further spike in cases.
This new strain is called NB1.8.1 and it was first detected back in January. It's being monitored closely by the World Health Organisation because it says infections are growing rapidly. Now here in Brisbane at Griffith University, they say that they're starting to see this strain accounting for a significant proportion of infections nationwide, as many as 40% in Victoria. It's also accounting for around 10% of cases overseas and has actually become the dominant strain in both China and Hong Kong. Now, the issue with any new variant is that our existing antibodies don't work as well because our vaccines are tailored to those older strains. So that means we start to see more disease in the community, and when people are diseased and symptomatic, they're more likely to pass that virus on. In some good news, Griffith University says that this strain appears to be related to the Omicron subvariants, and so our existing vaccines will still offer some protection. And Lorna, any protection can stave off serious disease. Now, it's been around 5 years since the pandemic began. More concerningly for public health officials than perhaps the emergence of a new strain is the fact that we're just not seeing as many people get vaccinated as what we used to, and less people are getting their booster shot ahead of winter. We're already seeing infections climb here in Queensland and also in New South Wales, but that's being mirrored right across the country. And so, Lorna, we're really encouraging people to get out there and get their booster before winter hits this weekend.
And that ends the news segment. Next in sports, triple header on the cards and national youth competition to play curtain raisers.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
You sabi to Olsem condom and wambla way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy? Tingim, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you know save long HIV status long partner blog you, or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
We are the people, connected to our land and sea. Timeless and enduring, it has served past generations, sustains us today, and will support those of tomorrow. A testament to human ingenuity, it can be shaped into limitless forms. It reflects our humanity, strong yet vulnerable. It teaches us to endure challenges, to fulfill our purpose. Past technologies inspire us to look inward for creativity and sustainable solutions for the future. It brings families together, fostering moments of connection over shared meals. Known and cherished worldwide, the clay pot is a universal symbol of life, resilience, and connection.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
Fabian Ruiz hit it well. Dumfries is in there now. Taro Martinez hit it magnificently. Paris Saint-Germain won, and Inter ahead again in this side. Are into the final of the Champions League.
Nicely driven, just lent into it. Good chase, good dive, good effort. Edge, Terry takes the catch. And the skipper gets his first of the test match.
That's the way to play. If you get a chance, you cash in. And two good boundaries in the over.
Well, that has been punched away beautifully. Oh dear. And that will be game done.
Welcome back. In sports, the Rugby League fraternity is in for a thrilling weekend of footy action as Round 8 of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup brings an eagerly awaited triple header at the Santos National Football Stadium. The spotlight will be on the top of the table clash between the Mandy Muruks and Port Moresby Vipers, followed by Lacenex Tigers and Hella Wigman. To open proceedings, Central Dabaris to tackle a giant killers, Wagi Tumbe.
The headline encounter will see the top-ranked Mandy Muruks, currently sitting in first place, go head-to-head with the third-place Port Moresby Vipers. Both teams are focused on maintaining strong positions in the standings. The youthful Vipers side will face stiff competition from the experienced Mandy Muruk side, who have demonstrated consistency and resilience throughout the season. However, the Vipers are looking to leverage their emerging dynamic talent and recent improvements. If they stick to their game plan, maintain defensive strength, and play to their capabilities, they could push Muruks for a thrilling finish. The Hella Wigman will welcome the Late Tigers back to the nation's capital for the first time this season in what promises to be a hard-fought encounter. Coming off a narrow loss to the Gurias, the Wigmen are eager for a victory to regain their momentum. The Tigers, featuring a mix of youth and experience in their leadership, have also displayed consistency and will pose a significant challenge for the Wigmen, also desperate to bounce back. In the opening match, the struggling Central Dabaris will face the confident Wagi Tumbe outfit, who are riding high after a commanding 30-0 victory over the Premiership-winning Mount Hagen Eagles last week. The Dabaris side will be looking for answers to get their season back on track. In addition to the marquee matchups, other fixtures will see the Bintagor Gorokalhanis hosting the East Nibritan Gurias at the National Sports Institute, while the West Nibritan Provincial Government Kimbe Cutters will welcome the defending premiers Wamga Mount Hagen Eagles at the Peter Humphreys Oval in Kimbe. The Ipus Oval in Wabeg will feature a battle between the new Pogra Limited Engamioks and PRK Galfiso. As we reach the midpoint of the 2025 season, teams are under pressure to elevate their performances as they head into the crucial phase of the competition. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The inaugural season of the PNG NRL National Youth Competition is gaining momentum, highlighted by an exciting doubleheader this Sunday. This event will serve as a curtain raiser for round 10 of the Host Plus Cup, featuring the PNG Hunters facing off against the Northern Pride at the Santos National Football Stadium.
Towards the shot side. Joshua joining in the line, comes back on the inside. Oh, beautiful play.
The NYC provides young players invaluable opportunity to experience high-quality rugby league by playing alongside a prominent Queensland state-run competition in modern state-of-the-art venue in front of a larger crowd. In the first curtain raiser, Rabaul Gurias will take on Central Dabaris at 11:30 a.m. Second curtain raiser, Port Moresby Vipers versus Late Tigers at 1:20 p.m. before the big match between the PNG Hunters and Northern Pride at 3 p.m. In another significant matchup, the Lhanis will host the Eagles in Goroka on Sunday a top-of-the-table clash that promises to be a thrilling one. Both teams currently sit undefeated at the top of the points table with 4 points apiece. The Gurias and Tigers have accumulated 2 points apiece, while the Dabaris and Vipers are still searching for their first win. The Hunters aim to leverage their home crowd advantage after last week's disappointing loss to the Townsville Blackhawks. Coach Paul Ayton is optimistic about the team's chances of bouncing back in front of their home crowd. He emphasizes the importance of commitment, dedication and discipline for maintaining position in the top 4 of the competition.
Just remind them that yes, we believe we're a top 4 team, but other teams see us as that as well, so they're going to prepare the same way. So it's a great competition, it's a pretty close competition, so pride's going to be no different. On their day they can beat anyone. So we're looking forward for an extremely tough game. Got some debutants as well, some new boys in there, so they're looking forward for a good game as well. So no, we're treating it just like every other game, tough game. As usual, the ones that come every week, people love us, and I thank you very much for coming and supporting us as always. And for those who are thinking maybe to come, please come and watch us, support us. I know the boys really appreciate it. I can hear it from the sideline when the crowd gets behind us. You can see how the players play. It's like they increase in numbers, they increase in speed, and I know the boys really appreciate it, playing at home in front of their fans.
Adjustments have been made to the Hunters lineup with Eliza Rotinga suspended, allowing for Clint Lama's highly anticipated return to play alongside Alex Max in the centres. Manuel Anis will also make his debut, taking the banned spot in jumper 17, replacing Zebedee Kipp. The competition promises to be fierce, and both the NYC players as well as the participating teams in the Host Plus Cup are set for an exhilarating day of rugby league. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The National Capital District Schools Rugby League is taking significant steps to ensure the safety of its players in the upcoming 2025 season by mandating medical clearance for all participants. Only students who have successfully undergone medical checks will be allowed to compete, with 3,000 players currently eligible. This initiative has been supported by the CEO of PNG Rugby Football League, Stanley Hondina, who has facilitated the coverage of medical checks coursed through Tessa Medical Centre. The league emphasizes that player safety is of utmost importance, and only medical cleared participants will be permitted to engage in the competition. This proactive approach by the NCD Schools Rugby League reflects a commitment to the health and safety of all students athletes, ensuring a safer sporting environment for everyone involved. And now the weather forecast. Regional forecast. Southern Port Moresby, partly cloudy with chances of few showers. Darrow, cloudy periods with brief showers and possible thunderstorm. Momase, Ley, partly cloudy with possible few showers and thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe, cloudy periods with some showers and possible thunderstorms. And Highlands, Mandy, Tarian, Wabeg, cloudy periods with rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral Sea, seas moderate with east to southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots, with gusts of 25 knots. Solomon Sea, seas light with northeast to southeast winds of 10 to 50 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas light to moderate with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas light with easterly to southeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru, Iwai Island, Karamayul Island to Hood Point, seas 1 to 2 meters, rising to 3 meters along warning areas. Waters of Long Island to Matang, Wewak, Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 1 to 2 meters. And that ends the news tonight. Tomorrow's bulletin will be live at 7:30 p.m. due to the live broadcast of the NRL games.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by